Harvey Weinstein, the sexual predator and potentially sociopathic movie producer from Miramax. It's a shame because he produced many excellent movies, and to have his name associated with them as a sexual predator and assaulter, it makes one wonder how such an evil guy could produce good work. Now, he mentioned that as a young man, he was the underdog. He never got the girl. Well, could a lot of that be to do with his looks? Maybe as a homely man, he decided to become powerful to get the girl, which would otherwise be out of his league. Now, Harvey has certain charm in which he turns on when interviewed and when on TV, or a snapshot is taken of him with starlets and stars. But behind the scenes, he's a predator and actually quite a nasty man. Let's have a look at some of his body language in some interviews or some interview snippets.
For Apple Records when I was 16 years old, running and doing errands and stuff like that. But we did some work for Paul.
So what you'll notice in this clip is that he's portraying a nice image, well-spoken, humbly spoken. He seems to be the nice guy. Relatively open body language considering the awkward angles here. However, for me, I see more in the interviewer than I see in him. So with her, she's moving away. She's leaning away from Harvey Weinstein. So I wonder, does she know more than what she's leading on here? Because she's really moving away from him as far as she can. In most videos, you'll see him talk on a somewhat monotone manner. And I find him really difficult to read because he's so boring. He's not an interesting person to read, I'll say that.
A lot of people give a lot of bad advice. Yeah. What is the worst advice you've ever received?
Throughout the course of my career, in the early beginnings of it, people would always say to abandon your dream. Not to do it, it's not going to happen, it's impossible. You heard that quite a bit. You have to believe in yourself. You have to be somewhat tenacious.
In a way, he's being congruent with his head nodding there, but every time he talks, he moves towards her, and she couldn't get any more into that corner than she is.
You really have to have a conviction, and a love that you're going to do this or not. It's such a rejection business for actors. So hard, to do that. I have such sympathy for them. People say, "Oh my God, they have."
It's very ironic. He has such sympathy for actors who get rejected, and you have to wonder why they're getting rejected.
Such a good life. You should see the thousands of others that have very poor life, and yet they're still following their dream, and without them, we wouldn't be able to.
So this is a guy who's a predator behind the scenes, yet he's saying all the right things on the front. And
populate our films or populate our theater regionally. And
so even with his eyebrows raised, you can see that he's trying to convey what he wants her to know.
Internationally. So an actor's life is not easy.
With the rejection side of it, What's your advice to people dealing with that part of it? Getting a no from Harvey Weinstein.
Don't take it seriously, because I have to say no sometimes because the hair is wrong or this is wrong or sometimes it's physical, or sometimes it's ethnicity. It's all sorts of, don't take it seriously, because I have to say no sometimes because the hair is wrong or this is wrong or sometimes.
Or maybe they didn't give you sexual favors.
It's physical. Or sometimes it's ethnicity. It's all
ethnicity. That's not a word.
Sorts of things.
So there's a little bit of discuss here. Plus, he's got a shoulder shrug, so he's not altogether congruent. So this is the Graham Norton show, the English show.
Clear enough, but it's equally different enough to kind of suck you back in. Yeah. Yeah.
This is awkward, isn't it? So we can't say anything.
We can't really say anything about it.
It's very short show. Yeah.
So you notice how she leans away from him, but look at his body language. He's really open. It's like he's man-spreading a little bit, but taking more space and encroaching into her space right here. And if we look at Jessie J here, the singer, she's also moving away from him. There's a bit of a gap in between here, legs crossed, and she's leaning away like the first woman.
It's all right to hard, isn't it?
Yes.
That's very telling. Two women leaning away from the predator in the middle. So this is Howard Stern talking to Harvey Weinstein about the casting couch. Let's listen to this tape.
We have it on tape. I got to figure every starlet in Hollywood wanted to at least blow you. By the way, they don't want to blow him, but me, I'm massaging him into it. He's getting massages,
and explain now.
I'm massaging. Yeah, exactly. I'm saying, did you ever get to experience I'm going to say the mogul aspect? I mean, do a little coke, hang out with, I don't know, Julia Roberts give you a hand job, something. You never got any of that?
Howard, as you know only too well, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't really?
No, I'll tell you who it works that way for. It works that way for the actors.
No, come on.
Producers are...
So it works that way for the actors. So it doesn't work that way, but it works that way for the actors. So he's deflecting, obviously, but it's also an interesting statement analysis. So if you listen to that, he said it's something for the actors, that they're doing it to him, so he doesn't need to take responsibility.
Every girl knows that if she's a competent actress, if she could get on your good side, you could make her a star overnight. Don't tell me it doesn't work
Howard,
that way.
I wish the movies are too expensive, the risks are too great. It doesn't happen that
You
way.
can't.
Okay, interesting. So he didn't come out and say, no, I don't do that. The risks are too expensive. It's just too expensive, the risks. He's fluffing. He's using a whole lot of fluff.
Walk into the room, pull your pants off, and say, "Okay, honey, let's talk business."
John Frankenheimer, the great director,
Yes.
told us stories about his day in the movies. This is we were born
It's a
way
long time?
We were born
Way too late.
way too late.
Because I've read about the great moguls, like the Louis B. Mayers and
Those
stuff.
guys, yeah.
got blowjobs.
These guys.
Notice how he's bringing in an old director, that he was obviously a predator, and this Weinstein knows all about that. So he's deflecting again.
I assume, but these guys, this round, nothing.
Really?
Really, I hate to disappoint
It's
you.
not even fun
I know
anymore.
a few famous directors. I've asked them the same question. I knew he was lying. I knew it.
There are a lot of
Even Howard Stern knew that he was lying. In this clip, Weinstein seems to lack a connection on a heart level, which you can see here. He operates mostly from the head. He's talking about Oprah losing or getting snubbed for an Oscar nomination.
And it's my movie, Lee Daniels, The Butler, but the fact that Oprah didn't get a Golden Globe nomination is shocking. Thankfully, she got the Screen Actors Guild, which reflects more of the Academy, and she got the British Academy Award, BAFTA, last week, because the Globes aren't members of the Academy.
So as you can hear, his voice is very monotone. It doesn't change. I've looked at many different videos with him, and his voice is pretty much the same. To me, it seems that he lacks a certain ability of empathy, compassion inside his mind or his heart and soul. Let's have a look at him cracking jokes while he's being accused.
I'm not trying. I gotta get help.
In newly obtained video licensed by NBC News, the ousted power producer speaking on camera for the first time since his sexual abuse scandal began
Smiles on the face.
and rocking Hollywood. Weinstein telling photographers he's hoping for a second
Waves.
act.
You know what? We all make mistakes. Second chance.
Second chance, he hopes. Mistakes. There are quite a few mistakes that he's been making over the years, the course of 30 years. Lots of young starlet mistakes. I don't think we can call them mistakes. Now, he pushes his hand out, away, and second chance, I hope, because he's had many second chances, and people have let him away with it. So my overall conclusion with Weinstein is that this man has gotten away with a lot of sexual perversion and offending for many years. Therefore, he feels entitled. He enjoys the power and prestige and privileges which comes with being a heavyweight in the movie-making business. I doubt that he'll take any responsibility seriously, because there is none to be seen in these last few clips, as you would expect. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is The Dialogue. Please like and subscribe and ding my bell for more videos. Check out my Patreon page.